Hey everybody, Johnny Vivento here. Yesterday I was making lots of videos the last couple of days, and I had a complaint yesterday saying that the acoustics were not too good. And I'm in a library, is my favorite place in the world, and I think after listening to my videos on my TV, they sounded pretty good. So I can't really say. I do have a microphone. I will bring it out. It's actually in my storage somewhere. I have a really good one, but I'm going to bring it out in the next couple of days. But a lot of people saying, I should get off the Sarasota Tim stuff and branch out on my own, and I think I will. Okay, from today. This is lesson one. It's about retiring to Mexico. Okay, and I mentioned it on numerous different programs that I've done, 10-minute, 15-minute slots. I've mentioned Sarasota Tim, always on his side. Great guy, great American, doing the right thing, retired at 62 if you want to. It's entirely up to the individual, but I think it's a good idea. 62, and you can live in Mexico on your Social Security very comfortably. Now, I'm going to go through a few scenarios that we can have. The scenarios are that when you're 62 and you're renting an apartment, you're married, you're renting an apartment, your wife isn't quite ready to retire, but then you decide, yeah, let's do it. I'll be 63, she's 62, or the man is 62 and she's 64, whatever. You decide to go, and you go, wow, I'm going to do it. I'm going to retire. I'm done. Okay, you're renting a place. You don't really own a house, but you're renting, and you have a little car, and you're paying insurance. The food bills are quite high. Everything's expensive, as you know, in every state in the United States. But let's say that you decide to do it, okay, and you start downsizing. You start selling items and giving stuff away, to your family members or whatever, and you're saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go minimalist in Mexico, because in Mexico, most of the apartments fully furnished. They have air conditioners. They have all the mod cons that you can have, and inexpensive. You can get a great apartment for $400 in Mexico, fully 400, 450, 500, 600, 650. Depends how far you want to go. Personally, before I even bought a place, I was thinking of renting a place. It was like 600, I think, but it had everything in it, and I know a place now in a resort. This is going to any resort in Mexico. Okay, so where I live in Puerto Vallarta, I've lived the last couple of years. I'm back in Colorado now, but just for a while. But in Puerto Vallarta, it's a resort town, beautiful place. You can get a great place for within a mile or two of the beach, maybe $600 a month. Fully furnished. Probably the only thing you got to pay is electricity. Okay, everything else it will be done. It'll come with internet. It'll come with water, fresh water, because everywhere in Mexico you can't drink the running water. So you have filtered water, or you can buy the big bottles. They have the big 5-gallon bottles you can buy here. But I'd recommend getting a place with the filter. So you don't have to worry about that stuff. Come with a refrigerator, comes with an oven, just awesome, and it's $600 a month. What is that out of your Social Security check? Let's say you get 17. Let's say your wife, she's had kids, she's not worked for a while, or she might have, she might have more money than you. You could have $4,000 a month, okay, on your Social Security or whatever. That's $700, okay, all in. Internet, let the whole 9 yards, $700 US. That's it. Now, how do you do it? Well, the first thing you got to do is buy a ticket. Okay, so you buy a ticket from anywhere in the United States to Mexico, going from $200 if you live in Denver, Colorado, $220 to Puerto Vallarta. You might be going to Mazatlan. You might be going to Merida, which might be a $400 ticket each. But let's say that you book in advance. So you book a couple of months in advance. They're a lot cheaper when you book in advance. So let's say you decide, I'm going to go live in Merida. Now, Merida is actually the African American retirement place. There's a lot of African Americans in Merida. They love it there. They really do. They feel more at home in Merida than they would in Puerto Vallarta, believe it or not. It's just a thing that's come up. over the last couple of years, I noticed that most African Americans are settling in Merida, or they're going to Guadalajara or the big cities inland. But mainly it's on the coast. It's mainly Merida. Whatever the reason that is, I do not know. The other resorts are like mixed Americans, all different ethnicities. But Merida is a place where African Americans actually, in the main, go to retire. People over 62, 63, 65, 66, and they do. They love Merida. It's a great place. Very, very hot in the Yucatan, close to Cancun. That I'd recommend also. But I'm really hustling for Puerto Vallarta because I love Puerto Vallarta. It's a great, great town. And you come in at the airport, Puerto Vallarta. You got your ticket. You come in. Incredibly hot, 365 a year. Amazing. You come in and the first thing you do, you get an Airbnb. Okay, which you probably have booked before you arrive, and you should book an Airbnb kind of close to the coast, as close as possible. It doesn't really matter because you're going to be looking in that radius, the radius of like a mile or two from the coast, okay, like I did, let's say. And you will find something within 1 or 2 days, I would guess. Something to move in almost immediately, because in Mexico they don't mess around. There's no this, well, you have to wait till June and then no. In Mexico, if something goes up for rent, it's for rent now. It's just the way things are done there. It's just everything's done that way. Things are quicker. I don't know what it is. It just is that way. You have a problem with your driving license. I'm telling you, I'm giving you this information. If you have a problem with your driving license in Mexico, you go there. And you say, what am I going to do? And you go, well, wait in that line. You might be waiting for 10 hours, but you're getting your license. Here, my son lost his driving license. It's taken us a month, and it's still not here. It's taken us 1 month since we went into the DMV here in Colorado and said, my son lost his license, but, he needs a physical license, okay? And he said, fine, fill out this form, do all this kind of stuff. Why didn't he give him one? He has one on his phone. He has the license on his phone. It's just not the physical license. He is licensed to drive in the United States, but it's taken a month so far to get the physical license. In Mexico, things are done quick. You might have to wait. You might have to wait 10 hours, but you get it on that day. It's just the way things are done. And it's the same with apartments as well. With apartments, if something's up for rent, it's up for rent, okay? The people have moved out. Honestly, it's just the way it is here. I don't know what it is in Mexico, let's say. So anyway, that's what you do, and you will eventually find a place. It will take you 1 or 2 days. I guarantee you will find an apartment to live in, and you will move in. Everything in Mexico is furnished. Mainly every single apartment is furnished. So you're going to have beds, you're going to have a sofa, you're going to have a TV. It's up to you whether you like them or not. You can replace them. And you have a kitchen, you're going to have a full kitchen. You might not have the utensils, okay, but you might have. I don't know. Some do, some don't. Some have 1 TV, some have 2. Some have 1 air conditioner for the whole apartment. Some have 3 for each bedroom and the living room. You don't know. So you've got to work it out that way. And you're going to find somewhere between $400, which is 8,000 pesos, on the low end, to 15,000 pesos, which is $750. Okay, so $750, but you can go in between there and get something very, very nice for like 12,000 pesos, which is $600 a month, fully inclusive of everything. It might be in a gated community, but you don't pay the HOA fee. It's paid for by the landlord. So anyway. That's how I have to tell you, and it's just a very easy proposition. It's a very easy fix here with all these different kinds of the way that you see different kinds of things advertised. Okay, but it's up to you to make that choice. So you arrive and you've done it. You've got the apartment ready now, and you have you move in. You've got your 2 suitcases or 4 because there might be 2 of you, and just enjoy your life. Basically. In the morning, you get up and you walk, maybe take a long walk to the beach or whatever, or maybe take an Uber to the beach. An Uber to the beach in most places, 1 or 2 miles, is like $4. Just take an Uber, $2 a piece. Better, it's easier than taking the bus. About the same cost too. So That's what I'm saying, and you know it's very easy to do. So you go and you either love it or you don't. You know the weather is very, very hot. You might want that, and I would highly recommend it. Okay, the first year I was there, I kind of like roasted, but I enjoyed it. I was walking in the sun. I was the only one. They must have thought I was crazy, but I did it, and I walked in the sun, and I had a wonderful, wonderful time. You know, and I walked around. I had a cup of coffee, had a drink. Called the wife, everything's good, you want to meet me there, you know, we had and that's how it went, you know, everything was fine. And just it's thrived since then, you know, my whole life has thrived since that time, and I decided, wow, this is the life, man. We don't have to work our tails off at 62. We can just retire, and you know, you have a cup of coffee, it costs you $1. You go to have a beer, I don't drink, but if you go for a beer, it costs you $1 too, $1.50 maybe. Just enjoy your life, you know. Is it just the way it is in Mexico, you know, and just nice. And you go to the beach is free. Okay, I don't know whether you know that the beach is free here. Here, not here in Colorado, here in Mexico. When I'm thinking I'm in Mexico, but the beach is free. And in Mexico, vendors come around with pineapples and fruit and shrimp if you want. It costs you a couple of bucks to have some shrimp on a stick. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that you can just enjoy yourself, have a great time. You know, it's a beach, not unlike Hawaii. It's almost identical in every way. The climate's kind of Hawaiian-ish, you know, very, very much the same. You go to Florida, everything costs so much money. Here, Mexico, no way. Quite inexpensive. Wonderful place to be. People are very, very kind, very, very courteous. And they're wonderful people, they really are. And then when you finish the beach, you're there 3-4 hours, but you might be there longer because it's something all new to you. You're going to love it, and you can go back and have a little dessert and maybe a little lunch, or I don't know, whatever, you know. And you go home, and you're at home. You've got a nice. Mainly every apartment in Mexico has a balcony, so you have a balcony. You can sit outside, have a cup of coffee, make yourself some coffee, just relax for the evening, you know, or watch some YouTube, or watch some, I don't know, Mexican shows if you can speak Spanish. About speaking Spanish, you can get by without speaking Spanish. Most people know a few words in English, and you can kind of get by. You know, now I can like ask for anything. I can go into a store and I can like talk to the shop assistants. After a couple of years I learned, you know, but I'm not a fluent speaker, but I know the basics of what you really need. But anyway, that's how you do it. This is on a budget. Okay, this is on a budget on the lowest one. You can be a single man, $1,800 a month, like Sarasota Tim, or you can be a double. You can be a double act, husband and wife, significant other. You know, and you do very well in that way as well, because you know you have the rent. It's great. You know, you can. Something happened to my phone. I'm so sorry about that. I do not have a tripod with me, so. I just did this spur of the moment, getting out of the car. I thought I'd come in the library, which I love to do, and because it's pretty cold outside, and I'm thinking, oh geez. So I think I'm doing okay. You know, I feel good in the library. It's really nice here, but it's nice. You can come in a room and you can talk. You can do YouTube videos if you want. You know, you can talk about it. But anyway, the thing is that you can come. Let's reiterate what I've been saying. You arrive in Mexico. First thing you do is you get your Airbnb. Now, how do you get your Airbnb? Do never ever take a taxi from the airport. There are other places, like in Puerto Vallarta, you have a bridge, and you ask somebody, where is the bridge? And you walk across the bridge to the taxis, and the taxis are half price compared to the airport taxis. Okay, so you have to learn things like, you have to somehow ask advice. From me, you can even put your comments and ask, what do I do if I arrive there? I will let you know in every single scenario, because I know these things, okay? So you have to trust me in that respect. So you save a little money there. In Mexico, you got to save a little money. You're retired. You can't just free spend. You have to like take it easy a little bit. I'll give you some examples. So, you know, in Mexico, ice cream is wonderful. You know, you have this ice cream called Michoacana ice cream. It's amazing. I really recommend it. They're all over Puerto Vallarta, and they're all over Guadalajara as well. Michoacana, which is a state in the middle of Mexico, Michoacana ice cream, and they have a business where and you buy an amazing ice cream for $1.50. Okay, now you can go to McDonald's and buy one of those twisty ones, the vanilla ones for, I think it's 75 cents in Puerto Vallarta, like 15 pesos. Or in the United States, here in Highlands Ranch, they're $2.89. I know it's nuts, but I'm just telling you. That's the kind of thing that you're gonna find. And you're gonna be on a budget in Mexico. Don't think it's the same prices as in a franchise at McDonald's as in Puerto Vallarta. No, different prices. Much less in Puerto Vallarta. So anyway, so what I'm saying is that you have to find ways of cutting down your expenses. Okay, you're gonna find that local stores, wherever your apartment is, you're gonna have local stores close by, and they're the places to buy. Okay, to buy anything, fruit, fruit or like meat, let's say. Meat's so inexpensive in local stores compared to, let's say, Walmart or the big stores in Mexico like La Comer or Soriano, which these are like chains like we have in the United States, like Safeway, that kind of thing. And the local stores are a lot cheaper. But you're going to know that. You're going to actually find that out, and you're going to go and you're going to check the prices, and you're going to actually cut down on your food bill doing it that way. Okay, and also you can walk a lot. If you can't do the walk, Uber is the best thing to do. Uber is quite inexpensive in most resorts in Mexico at certain times. Keep away in Uber drivers, are really charging a lot more, of course, in the rush hour between 4 and 7 o'clock at night. So you can keep away from those hours, or before 10. So you go after 10, so 10 to 4, Uber, okay, and then after 7:30 to get home, because it's a lot cheaper then. And if you say get away from the rush hour, you're okay. Simple as that. The prices, of course, go down. Everything is in close proximity. You've got in Puerto Vallarta, you have the airport, the marina, the downtown, are all within 10 minutes of each other. Okay, everything is close. So, and you have a bus station as well. You have a bus station right next to the airport, very close, and you can travel anywhere in Mexico if you want. If you want to travel to small villages or whatever, you get on a bus and travel. Puerto Vallarta is a very safe town, very safe city. It's a lot safer than Denver, Colorado, where I live here. So it's a very safe place and very nice place. You'll love it. There's other cities, of course, in Mexico you might prefer to go somewhere else. And yeah, sure, research it. And I just know Puerto Vallarta. I know Guadalajara quite well, but it's inland, of course. It's a great city, great restaurants, great people, great main drag. But Puerto Vallarta is a coastal city where if you retire, you want to be near the beach, where things are going on. Lots of tourists. Tourists really start coming here around the September, October time, and they usually leave around April, May. Okay, because then the summer comes, and the summer is brutal. It's very humid here. You get used to it. I'm used to it. I have no problems. I get up in the morning, it's humid. You get up, it's going to be humid, and you just go out and you do what you have to do. For me, it's no different. I like the hot weather, especially on my bike. I get on my bike and I ride, and it's wonderful. It's just a nice place to be. Lots of things to do, lots of great food to explore, okay, because you have lots of different things here in Mexico, and you're going to get to know the food, okay. The food is important. Tacos, birria, carnitas, stuff like that, the enchiladas, empanadas, just wonderful. It's just so many great dishes. You have Walmart that sells the American stuff. If you want to do that, go that way. I rarely ever do that. I go to Costco. We all go to Costco. They have very good protein drinks that you should have. You should have at least 1 or 2 a day. So you get a protein drink, an organic one with it's like a vanilla or a chocolate. It's called organic protein. Okay, amazing. And you buy a big thing like that for in US dollars about $30, I think. And it's like a big one. It lasts you like a month. And that's what you should do. And it's good for you, good for protein, and it's very good for your health, okay? and it is organic. So Costco sell that. It's about half the price of what you pay for the same amount in the United States. So there's some good deals in that way. So you're going to find the good deals. There are good deals. Good deals on clothes as well. Okay? I wouldn't recommend taking many clothes with you to Mexico. Depends. Depends how you dress. But in Mexico, the prices on... Sorry about that again. I don't know what's happening. I think there's an earthquake going on here. But clothing is very inexpensive in Mexico, okay? You can get some great deals, especially in markets, and there are markets in abundance here. So, and everyone's trying to sell their wares. So, this is another good place. So, food, the clothing, as I say, Uber, and you will really be within your budget. Now, healthcare. In Mexico, almost every single pharmacy, there is a doctor available, and it will say doctor. Doctors there usually at every main pharmacy. Okay, you'll have a doctor present, and he does not charge, or he might charge a small amount. It depends where it is. But the last time I went to the doctor, it was a friend of mine. He had a scorpion bite. He had 4 scorpion bites. He was just so unlucky, just an unlucky thing. And he had 4 scorpion bites, which it's never happened to me yet. But we went to the pharmacy. The doctor was there. He did not charge. He just, he subscribed the medication. That's fine. Gave the okay for that, and he didn't charge. Now in Mexico, you give them a tip if they don't charge. So we gave him a couple of $100 pesos, $10, and he was very happy. He gets paid anyway, but people tip the doctor. Okay, that's customary. Tipping is customary in Mexico, even in taxis, Ubers, whatever, just the same as in the US. But anyway, as I say, he had the scorpion bites, got the medication. The guy wrote a prescription. Everything was fantastic, and we went on from there. And wonderful. So I'm just telling you that. So that's that. If you want to have a checkup in Mexico, you can actually go to a designated place for citizens or non-citizens. Actually, I've known Canadians, Americans who go there. I had mine done. You can go to a place privately and have a complete checkup for like $125. That's what I paid, including a prostate and blood work. Okay, so there you are. So that's that. And I will make another video, and I'll tell you, I'll keep going on from there. This is Mexico on a budget, okay? Mexico retirement on a budget, okay? The Sarasota Tim Way, okay? Now, he's on a budget, and he's doing very well on it. And I'm going to say the Sarasota, this is his thing. It's the Sarasota Tim Retirement. Please subscribe, press the like button, and I will be back tomorrow with one more, and the next day with one more, and the next day with one more. We're going to keep going until I can convince you guys to move to Mexico, okay? Thank you. Have a great night.